How the British public can continue to support this behaviour and think it's entertaining is beyond me. But I don't even blame her, I blame the rest of the House for allowing it to happen. Big Brother UK episode 28 and its nomination day. Ali was the first to nominate, and I thought it was interesting that she voted for Sarah for being harsh with Khaled during the flower show, which she was. However, in her mind, Khaled and Marcello are at the top of the triangle, and they've been up for nomination before and they didn't get evicted. So now all of a sudden she's trying to defend Khaled after all these weeks of basically bullying him. And then the other day she was even speaking to Lily, and she was saying, oh, it's one thing for me to say to him, oh, you're fake, you keep looking in the mirror or whatever, but now everybody's saying it to him, and it's like a bit much. So it's as if she's trying to defend him. Then the other day as well, when Marcello got made head of house, she was all of a sudden like, oh, I really like Marcello, I think he's a nice guy, I think he's really sensitive. Where the fuck did this attitude come from all of a sudden? She knows that the public's watching, and she thinks that the public support them, so now she's trying to get on their side. It's so obvious. Although she nominated Emma and says it's because she gives cop-out reasons when she's nominating face-to-face, and I totally agree. Lily said that it was unfair that Thomas and Khaled nominated her because of her behaviour. Really need to say more. Baked Potato voted for Khaled because she thought his face-to-face nomination was unfair because Khaled was talking about Lily a few weeks ago before the progression. Let's take a look at the progression, shall we? Wonderful! Let's not forget her leaving the potato and carrot peelings all over the kitchen. Wow, so much progress. It's inspiring. She also voted for Thomas because of the reason he gave during the face-to-face noms where he says he didn't think anybody would vote for her. 100%. Big Brother should have stepped in. It didn't used to be allowed to come out with a stupid reason like that. Hannah voted for Emma and Ali because she feels like Emma's trying to get on the good side of people after she had to nominate 4 people. And she voted for Ali because she thinks that she's trying to make new alliances with people, which is obviously what I said at the start. Emma's nomination actually really annoyed me because she nominated Lily, and the reason she gave is that when half of the house had luxury shopping, because Lily wanted a piece of chocolate, she ate it, and she's selfish. But she didn't open her fucking mouth. When Lily was sitting there shouting at Thomas and pointing at him and calling him weird and saying, you patronise me, you call me a child, she sat there and said nothing. At the very start when she first went in, Lily had been annoying her since day one, and she said, I don't want to come across as a bully because I'm a 50-year-old and she's a 20-year-old, whereas in my eyes, you're both adults. And if Lily was acting like that, I'd be like that, you're a fucking selfish bitch. Don't come near me, I can't stand you. And what made this nomination even worse is that when she was HOH last week and she had to nominate 4 people, she had the chance to nominate Lily and she didn't do it. And she says it was because they'd been getting on better. But actually, everybody knew that it was her that was putting the nominations up, and she didn't want to stand up there in front of Lily and admit that she had put her up. But when she's hiding in the diary room, then she's not as much a shite bag and she can say what she wants, and I was like, ah, it's fucking pathetic. She then has the audacity to nominate Ali. Now, okay, that's the 2 people I want nominated, but the reason she gave is that Ali champions Lily, she cleans up after her. Who was the one who came out the other day and cleaned up all the tatty and carrot peelings off the table? It wasn't Ali that done it. Marcello voted for Ali and Lily because he feels like he can't be himself around Ali. And I did kind of feel sorry for him, but at the same time I thought, well, we know what his jokes are like. Do we really want to hear them? He voted for Lily because she thinks she's smarter than she is, and because of her grubbiness. That was putting it politely. She's an absolute skagbag. Shagan nominated Lily and Alan because he felt like Lily wasn't very apologetic about breaking the rules and half of the housemates losing out in their luxury shopping. People are just so nice about it. And he feels like Ali is trying to get more friendly with his side of the house, and we all know why. Thomas nominated Emma because she nominated him last week. I felt like that was a bit of a shit reason, but if that's all he's got, that's all he's got. He also nominated Lily because he says he feels like a scapegoat whenever she's angry. Now, I made a video just about Hannah and Lily and how a lot of people are saying Hannah's aggressive. When Hannah and Martha were arguing, she was raising her voice and she comes across as aggressive. Yet when Lily done it to Thomas, nobody mentioned that she was aggressive at all. It's totally double standards and I don't understand it. He says that he feels like he's walking on eggshells in the house. I've not heard anybody saying that about Hannah. So if anybody in that house is aggressive, it's Lily. But everybody just lets her away with it because she acts like a fucking Wayne. Sarah voted for Lily because she's sick of her selfishness, as most people would be, apart from Ali, because she fucking worships the ground she walks on. She had an absolute cheek to vote for Khaled. She says that they had a small spat and he took it like way out of proportion. He was the one who had his feelings hurt. And she apologised to him. She obviously didn't mean the apology if she's in there nominating him. Men are allowed to feel the same way as women are allowed to feel. Men are allowed to ask for space the same way as women are allowed to ask for space. Khaled didn't do anything wrong. She'd hurt his feelings and now she's like using that against him. Nathan and Ali were in the bedroom having a chat and Lily comes in, and there's no excuse for this behaviour, and people can make all the excuses for it that they want, right? But there's absolutely no reason for this. And it's got to the point now where, like, I know that the British public support simpletons and they support people who are just thick as fuck, or they support bullies, but to actually witness this and think that it's funny, a 20-year-old acting like this, even a child acting like this, I'd be like, that, shut the fuck up. Are you for real? Like, you wouldn't let a child away with this behaviour, but yet they sit back and they witness this happening, and it's not her fault because they've allowed it to happen since day one. Since the very beginning, Emma has said countless times, the next time she screams, I'm going to say something. We're still waiting on it happening. Nathan has spoke about it behind her back, called her selfish, called her childish, called her immature, said that she's fake, says that it's all an act, and now over the past couple of episodes, he's fucking kissing her arse, and I'm like that. Honestly, I don't know how they're putting up with it. She snuck up on Sarah and gave her a fright, and she screamed at her, and she's like, oh, you stupid dick, right? And some people in the comments were saying, oh, Sarah's a bit harsh. I'm telling you this now. See, compared to what I'd be like, Sarah was not harsh whatsoever. Years ago, like, and I mean years ago, when camera phones first came out, they had like a 2-megapixel camera. One of my pals kept taking pictures of you randomly, just for every angle, like, without telling you. And I must have told her minimum 100 times, right? I was like, stop taking pictures of me. It's not funny. I can't be fucked with it, right? And she kept on doing it. And see, one day, she did it when I was sitting eating my lunch. And I was ready to fight her. I was like, how many times do you need to be told not to do it? I stopped talking to her for months. I was like that. I can't be fucked with it. Like, if you're doing something that's annoying somebody deliberately and they've told you and told you and told you, you better get the fuck away from me. Honestly, I'd have been put out that house long ago. When you go into Big Brother's social media, there's obviously loads of videos of Lily. And last night when she was like sitting meowing, they've put that wee like meow, that wee cat song over it, and they're making out as if like this is an acceptable thing. Oh, she's so adorable. Is she fuck? Marcello was in the not-so-secret basement and he was showed who was up for nomination, and I was surprised that he saved Thomas over Khaled, but he did say that it was because he saved him at the start. But then when she took Thomas down, Ali went and spoke to Khaled and she's like, oh, I'm surprised he did that, like trying to plant the seed in his head. I'm surprised he did that because he saved him for stories, but that was ages ago. She's a fucking sly bitch. And thankfully Khaled was like, no, it's fine, like, it's totally fine. But see, when she was sitting saying it, I was like, I know your game. Marcello put baked potato up in place of Thomas, and when he gave the reason that he didn't think anybody was going to vote for her, I believed it. But then on the Late and Live show, it showed you that Big Brother says, what's your reason? And he says, oh, that's what she gets for picking Nathan, or something along the lines. And I was like, oh my god, this is like vengeance. And I must admit that even I would choose Nathan over Marcello, because Nathan is a Scottish Tory, which is like the lowest of the low. But I mean, at least he's not a skis bag. I'm nearly running out of time, but what I will say is I wish that Big Brother told them how many nominations they had each, because then they'd be looking around the house thinking, oh, it was them. And maybe Lily wouldn't be sitting thinking, oh, maybe only 2 people's nominated me because I'm so popular and lovely. Let me know in the comments what you thought of last night's show. I'm probably going to make another video later, but I'll see you again tonight.